Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ssenyonyi podcast. Today, I'm joined by Mr. Ssenyonyi Derrick, who is a tourism ambassador, photographer, founder of the Bold Narrative, a lot of things. Mr. Derrick, you're welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much. I'm humbled to be here and to share with you about what we do, what you guys do, what I do, and hopefully someone fits something that helps them in their life. I hope I also pick out something motivation, and I'm excited. I feel like I can be more used. So I want to see more people involved in this, especially young people, because we see things differently. We see everything differently than now the ministers, the what all those guys have been seeing it. And hopefully one day you may hear Derrick is a minister of tourism or state minister of tourism. So yeah, I'm going back to perfect my skills. For me, I want to market to Ugandans. I want to market to others, but I want to change the entire marketing thing to be marketing to Ugandans. If Ugandans travel their country first, we are going to get Chinese, we are going to get Westerners. I don't like that the tourism industry is structured and only pushing for Westerners. It should also be structured to push for Ugandans, so that I didn't get a chance to visit anywhere when I was growing up. I want to see that people that come up, they get to learn extensively about the country. They get to learn extensively and visit the country as much as they can, as more as they can. It is cheap, people don't know. It is 20K to get in a national park, people don't know. So that information and whatever that's happening is what I want to make sure that young people in this country, our parents, they also get to get that information in any way they can.
Then why do you think Ugandans don't like travel in Uganda? Why are we hesitant? Yet it's cheap. Is it the marketing, the branding, or just patriotism?
The marketing is the marketing. These guys are charging in US dollars. You go to a lodge and they are charging in US dollars. They are telling you a beer is $5. I want to be charged in Uganda shillings. Njagala ntuukewo ongambe, beer ya mutwalo gumu kitundu oba ya mutwalo. It's okay whatever price, but tell it to me in Ugandan shillings. Ugandans feel like they are not marketing to them. They feel like these guys are marketing to someone else, which is true by the way. So I think many Ugandans travel abroad because those countries are presenting their products as top and cheap. Here, you can pay the amount of money you pay in Dubai and get a less service compared to what you get in Dubai. The country is beautiful. The country is amazing. We have everything here, but people would opt to go to Dubai, and I understand them because they would feel welcome more in Dubai than they are here. So the tourism industry, I think, needs to change its entire priorities, how they charge. They should design itineraries for Ugandans, itineraries for Ugandan families. They should have, even if they are lodges, they should have low prices for Ugandan travelers. You saw how COVID turned the entire thing, and guys woke up and they were like, okay, I think we also need to market to Ugandans. We also need to push to our people. But then after when COVID left, hey, thank you, mwebale, and then and how was it? So, yeah, I feel like when we market to Ugandans, when we sell to Ugandans, those guys are going to feel welcome. They are going to feel like they are also part of the property. You visit a property, you visit any place, and those guys are prioritizing only whites. They are seeing whites as the priority. And there's a need of the change of everything, giving people information to understand that our people are the first key market. You see in China, they don't market to Westerners. They market to their people. If you guys others come and join it, that's fine. But for them, they market to their people. You see the language. So they make their people feel welcome. They make their people feel like this is ours. Here, we feel like we are now the second hand after when those guys have come. Yeah.
Wow. That was nice insight. Mr. Derrick, for the time I've been in the diaspora, when you tell someone I'm from Uganda, they bring three names. It's the land of Idi Amin, Museveni, Bobby Wine. They don't say anything about River Nile, Mountain Rwenzori, Mountain Gorillas, just our politics.
Yeah,
So
just our
how can we brand Uganda very well?
hmm. Um, I think one. Let me start on the level of, let me say, Derrick. Part of my goals as a person is to create enough photo bank and video bank for my country, so that when someone searches anything about Uganda, part of my content is among the content that is shown that is about Uganda. When someone goes to Google or Douyin or whatever you guys call it, that Chinese app, and someone types in Uganda, they get some images that show what the country has to offer besides the politics. So I'm going to start by telling people that are listening or watching that you guys, if you're Ugandan, your first role is to understand how can I contribute to my country's growth. Not financially, not what, but how you are an ambassador, especially you people in diaspora. You're like our top ambassadors. You're the guys that talk about it. But if you look in 10 Ugandans, in 8 Ugandans out of 10 that are in diaspora, they talk to their country badly. And I might be wrong, but I have had this in countries that I've traveled with. You meet a Ugandan community, the 8 are like, toina chotugamba, toina chotugamba. So the Ugandans themselves, the way they talk about their country, is the first priority, is the first change before we think about changing how people think up and love our country. So I think we shouldn't also escape away from the story of Amin. Like, we should actually embrace it. It's a dark story, not like dark like what happened in Rwanda, but it's also like that what you regard as dark tourism. But we should embrace it and market Uganda also through it, because people know Uganda through that story. So we shouldn't sideline it and put it away as if it didn't happen. It happened. We had him. He chased whatever guys he chased. We should use him as a story that tells a story about our country. If you don't know where you're coming from, you can't know where you want to go. So I disagree with what the government is doing, especially in terms of marketing. We have already key stories that would be sold and promoted, and use a mini story to show the better we have now, because a mini story is already there. Even if it is President Museveni, and use President Museveni's story, he has a very interesting story. That story alone is tourism. His own story is story of life, man. I don't find it easy for someone in his 30s to lead guys like Dr. Kizza Besigye, to lead those guys back then, years back ago. I find that person must have been intelligent and smart to lead those guys. Those guys were not easy to lead. So I think that we should embrace these stories that we have, even if they're in politics, even if they're especially history and current, to use them as a way of branding and promoting our country. We shouldn't escape away from them. Then we can add on top of what we've used to sell Uganda, to show the beauty, to show what we have. But when we've not escaped away from what we have, you can't detach the Germans from the world wars. You can't. You can't. It is theirs, and they own it or they don't. And I feel like we are not owning our stories from the past.
Wow, amazing, amazing. That's nice. That's nice. And recently I saw you in Rwanda, and I saw the people of Rwanda were calling you back, saying, "Come back and enjoy Rwanda."
I love that. I love that.
Many people admire Rwanda's tourism industry and how they market themselves, especially with Visit Rwanda and everything attached to it. Do you think Uganda can adopt a similar model?
We don't have to adapt to a similar model. I think we can actually do more and better than what they have, because we are among the few countries that have everything. I mean everything. We have the Great Lakes. We have the biggest number of lakes in East Africa. They are here. So Toina Chongamba, Uganda, Temwina Lakes. The biggest freshwater lake has the biggest portion here. You get. The River Nile starts from here. So I don't think we should even compare Uganda to Rwanda. I find it interesting when Ugandans do that. When you speak something positive about Rwanda, you're like, hey! They mash up. But yo, I feel like we have a lot more than what Rwanda could ever get. But Rwanda is using the less they have to tap into it. Anyone in the West right now, they think Rwanda is the only one with the gorillas. But in actual sense, we have 50%. That means I think we need to change the marketing model of ours, not to look like Rwanda's, but to also understand that we have more than what Rwanda has. So, how can we use what we have to show Rwanda? Because we have a strong culture here. You can go in the West, you find something different. You go in the North, you find something different. Rwanda has only one. Right now, they are all called Rwandans. The language is the same. In Uganda, you drive for 40 minutes and that is another language, that is another tribe, that is another food, that is another way of living, that is another way of, the norms are different. You drive 70 kilometers the other side in the east, you're going in Ibagisu, those guys circumcised, that is culture, they have Mount Elgon. So you don't see that in Rwanda, you understand. So we either don't know what we have if we are comparing to them. I love that country insanely. I love the people, how resilient, how they are building their country. I love how they are bringing the sense of community in their country. I compare Rwandans to Chinese. If a Rwandan leaves Rwanda and goes to, let's say, the Netherlands, that person is going to stay Rwandan even if they're in Netherlands. If let me say Chicago, or let me say where they are blacks. That person is going to stay Rwandan. Many of them will even have their flag on their country, like anywhere on social media. It's the same thing with the Chinese. If a Chinese leaves China and goes anywhere, wherever they go, that person stays a Chinese. Nothing will ever. That person is loyal to their country. That person is loyal to their government. That person is actually like a spy. That person is like an ambassador of their country. That, I tell you, which is different with our people. Nti omuntu ava wana Uganda n'agenda ebwe n'omusanga ku street n'ayogera n'oluzungu olumerika nga tayagala ategeere nti we Uganda. I have experienced that when I've met Ugandans wherever I've been traveling, and they're like, hey, I'm not Uganda. I'm Uganda. So I feel like we have a lot more than what Rwanda has, and we need to tap into that, into patriotism, into people loving their country. I feel the joy and gratitude when I talk and say something good about my country. I feel like I am the right person because I'm a Ugandan to tell the story of my country. If anyone comes here and tells my story, they have their motives and their whatever they want. No, I want my country to be represented the right way, the way it is. So I want to see that my mentality is inspired into other Ugandans, so that for Natuimuka and we get 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 Derricks. Their job is to understand and to push the country, to push the continent for others to understand what we have. So I'm not limited by the country that I'm from, Uganda. I want to go to Rwanda and see what do they have. How do they live their lives? What has been their life? What is their food? I want to understand, how do Kenyans do it? How do Tanzanians do it? How do Ghanaians do it? How do South Africans do it? I want to understand that as a Ugandan. It helps me so much to broaden my mind and to see what can I bring back home. How can I bring my country in terms of communication, in terms of my skills, in any way that I can. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, there's this question that I've always wanted to ask you. For the time you've traveled in Uganda, what are your best 3 places that would recommend a Ugandan, or let's say a Chinese coming to Uganda to go, and why?
If that person is adventurous, I would recommend them to go to Jinja. Ginger would give them a lot. I love Ginger so much. I stayed there for 3-4 years, I think. And it's one of the most beautiful, organized cities that has a lot to do for someone that is just traveling or that is wanting to stay. It still has that room where someone comes and stays longer, and it has that room where you come and stay 2 days and then go back. So it is good for layovers. Let me say you're flying to Uganda, you're flying somewhere and then you have a layover in Uganda for, let's say, 10 hours or 15 hours or 24 hours, whatever it is. You can be like, oh, I'll go to Ginger, do something, and come back to the airport and then fly out. So it has rafting, it has bungee jumping, it has tubing, it has kayaking, source of the Nile River. So it will be you to limit yourself and be like, okay, Chimana, let me go do something else. So Ginger is a top destination. If you have a little bit of more time, if you're fit, if you think you can, I would absolutely recommend you to hike Mountain Rwenzori. It is pricey, but it is something that will never ever get off your mind. It is something that you'll live with for the rest of your life to remember. I was there in 2020, and it feels like I was there yesterday because I remember each and every detail of my hike, how everything went, how I summited, what happened when I came back, and everything that I've been doing since then. So I would absolutely recommend Mountain Rwenzori. It's a beautiful place to visit. It shows our country in a different way. So I feel like even more of my love that I have for Uganda, I got it from Rwenzori because I was like, wow, I'm seeing something many Ugandans will never ever get a chance to see. Like, how can this be in my country? So it's something even I get emotional talking about because many of our people will not get a chance to see that. And many of our people don't get a chance to see what is beyond them. They only live in a certain area. It is either Kampala and they go back to the village, come back to this and then go back to the village. So I know Uganda in a different way. I see Uganda in a different way. I see it in a bigger picture. I don't see it on my level of the way I see Derrick. I see it as people from the west, people from the north, people from the east. Because I have been in all those towns, I've been in all those villages, I've been there either hitchhiking, I've been there on either trip. So I think the more Ugandans get away from their local or whatever they know, the more they will get a chance to appreciate their country, the more they will see what is beyond that region or that district or that village or that community, wherever it stays. So another thing, the last one is to really get a time to take in and understand our people. The highlight of Uganda for me is the people. It is our people. I have been in a few countries, I've not been everywhere, but the few that I've been, I have not seen people like our people. I have seen the friendliest, the open welcoming people here in this country. I was in a country in 2023 and you could not even say to people hello. They're like, they're even surprised. Why are you greeting me? Are you a thief? You know. But for us, we meet on the street. You're like, yo, like you speak to, you get out like greeting. The spirit of communal we have here is something I feel like people in China, people in West, people everywhere need to experience. Even our Ugandan people, they need to experience it because even them, they don't know what's beyond them. They don't know how do people in the West live, how do people in Karamoja live. They feel like there's a big line, but no, there's no big line. In the entire Uganda, we are the same. People you see in the central is the same things you're going to, just different language. You're going to find the same friendliest people. When you go in the West, people are going to give you milk. People are going to welcome you in their homes. People are going to, I've seen and witnessed this, and it has given me the appreciation. So, Ginger, Mountain Rwenzori, and for you to get time and take in our people, have conversations. You will love this country. Yeah.
Amazing. There's this question that we had from our audience when we announced that you're a guest, where someone was saying, Hey JP, please tell Mr. Derrick that I'm a big fan of his work. However, we're asking if you have another timeless exhibition soon. I missed the first one and all whatever happened with it, but I'm looking forward to the next one. What do you answer? Our listener.
That is very nice. So, I'm glad that they even know what happened. They even know what happened. That means that person knows exactly what's happening. So, um, first of all, I really, really appreciate the question. It's a question that we've been working on, especially this month, because today is 19th July. It's a question we've been working on. And I can't say much about it, but I'm going to say that we are planning. We are in thoughts of timeless frames because the goal is to make it something that continuously happens every year. So hopefully you guys will get to hear it from me or from any other sources, but there's a good chance that we might have another timeless frames this year, 2025. Yeah.
Okay, I still have just two more questions from my audience.
Yeah,
And then and then the second one was like, please ask Derrick, why did he make his thing Jagala Vibe? And did he know it would blow?
Hmm. If you be close to me, if you're close to me, like people who are close to me, they know. I am that person who is outgoing, extremely outgoing. They always like mbanga alina omuliro buli kaseera nga alina omuliro buli kaseera mba mpogana even if I'm miking you see me running back and forth like I'm like those people. And during that time I was making videos. I called them 100 days 100 videos, so I was making literally videos each and every day of my life. There's a lot of boring videos that I made, a lot of good videos, but only Jagala Vibe is the one which you guys which must have been video 60, either it is 60 something or, but I know it is in day 60 something there when that Jagala Vibe video is among those that popped out. But I was making a lot of videos. They are still in the internet somewhere, like I am right now. But I've changed and professionalized and gotten better. The communication skills developed, and it is no longer only about photography like the way it was. It has gone into content, into storytelling, into film production. So I love the growth that I'm going through, and I love the growth Njala Vibe did. We've been through it, and it surprises me when still people see that as part of my work that we did. Though I feel like we've done a lot, we've done a lot more than Jala Vibe, but I loved the Jala Vibe video, and I'm so happy that you guys loved it.
Okay, then this is the last one where she says, I'm Precious from Ghana, and I follow Mr. Derrick on Instagram, and I saw his birthday post where he highlighted how he's grateful for the gift of life and how he survived heart complications. That story moved me, and I just want to say that I just want to appreciate Mr. Derrick for being vulnerable enough to share that story with us. I think it's not a question, it's more of a comment.
It's more of an appreciation.
So, I don't know, maybe you can just maybe highlight about that period, I think, maybe.
Whoever asked, who even gave me that compliment, those are very kind words. What I can say is that I see content creation as something that has a deeper meaning to me, and I think that if I heal, I help others heal too. If I am putting myself out there, I help others put themselves out there. So I understand that I have a lot of practice and things that I do to help me to be Derrick, to help me to come online and share something that a normal person wouldn't, if I may say, because they'll be like, that's too much. But there is no success story without a story that follows that person. So just imagine we finished Timeless Frames, which was very successful, and then you guys see me meeting the president. you guys will be like, wow, ono guy achikola ati oba ali connected nga atufera. Naye, I finish Timeless Frames. I share with you guys what happened to me. And then you guys see me coming out doing that. And you guys have seen how the year has been. So you know that this is a human too. You also go through things. You also go through growth. You also go through the struggle of understanding growth. And I'm so glad that I can share my life with you, anyone that watches, and maybe that helps you to either heal, to show up, to get better, to step up, to move, because that is my goal and why I make content, so that I use it for the good. I honestly don't want attention, and at some point I was like, why would I go social media? Go social media. I'm like, I want my voice to be heard still, but I want it to be heard from the healing and the from the healing perspective, not from a perfection perspective. Njagala neerekewo nga wendi ebiganye mbagayo ke kino kiganye tweyongereyo. So thank you for that person. I forgot about that.
You know, it's funny that most of these questions are coming. In fact, all of them are coming from non-Ugandans. I don't know. Majority of your supporters, Ugandans or non-Ugandans?
I
Do you feel Ugandan support?
No, I don't feel the Ugandan support. I don't feel the Ugandan support. Let me tell you, I can go in other countries and host like meetups and what. But bro, man, but you hosting it at home, you feel like in Uganda, man, I feel like there is something that either pushes us apart from our people that are trying to create a difference or change. So you have to make it way higher for them to see that. And yeah, for me, the thing is, I want to make my content. They support or they don't, I will show up. Because people that watch me are not the main reason why I make the content. I first make the content for Derrick, so that Derrick is grateful and gratitude that he loves the content. Then we're like, how can we get others that resonate with me, that love this artistry, that love this creation? Then life continues.
Okay. So one of my last questions to Derrick would be, how do you see if maybe people like you, if there are maybe 100 Derricks doing the work you're doing, do you see the Ugandan tourism industry moving? And have you also, through your work, tried to mentor other content creators to do what you're doing?
Yes. I think I see the Ugandan tourism moving, especially if we get more young people telling the Ugandan stories. Why? Because we have a lot of undocumented places, like not documented at all. There are places where I'm like, how is this place not even among the top spoken about? Like let me give you an example of Rubirizi. We have one of the most beautiful districts called Rubirizi here, and I don't see it anywhere. Captura. It is so beautiful, but here, somehow, these guys only market the already known destination. Let me say Murchison, which is good. They already market, let's say, Gorillas, which is good. But we have a lot of untapped potential that if we tap into that, we can show people that actually we have a lot to offer. So I think young people coming up, because Derrick, I can hike, Derrick, I can run, Derrick, I can raft, Derrick, I can jump, Derrick, I can do anything. I can get on a bus. I can do buli kyensobola kyonna okuteeka content omuntu amulabe, okuteeka my country to be seen. So I feel like if we get more young people, that is an advantage, because these old guys cannot. They are in the system, which is very good, but they cannot do the things we do at the pace that we do it. So I want to see more Derricks for me. These guys will see value in this. These guys will see opportunities in this, and maybe to even turn an industry and be like, oh, we have an industry of storytelling, we have an industry of content creators, or travel, whatever, whatever that will come up in the next few years. And I think that we shouldn't ignore young people, because they can drive the force that can lead to our country to be better than even the Rwandas, to be better than even Kenya. We have the force. We have one of the youngest populations in this country, in East Africa, and I think we should use it. If we use it correctly, we're going to get more eyeballs, continuous eyeballs. The reason why I think people follow me, because for me, I'll continuously, I'll continuously share about Uganda. I'll continuously show you something about Uganda. So maybe the thought comes from there, and you're like, okay, let me go and visit, because omusajja alemeddeko. So Jalanda beba Derrick Ngabanji bajja. About mentoring, yes, we do mentorship courses. We've done a couple of them with MOOCs. We've done a couple of them myself. I host them, where I host creatives and they come and they learn. Right now I'm working and planning an online course which will be like continuously growing. I have a friend called Rashid, is also working on one. So I feel like my part in making sure that more Derricks are coming up, I am getting into that space and trying to make sure that at least I have people that can tell stories the way I can, under me or anywhere that they can, as long as they are telling stories that represent our country.
Okay, my final question to you, Derrick, would be, what advice do you give the youth listening in right now?
I know if I'm the right person. Let me say, I think my thoughts are, for me, I approach life. You never know. Maybe someone could pick a leaf. I have spent most of my life chasing goals and dreams. And it is very good and it is very beautiful. But right now, something changed in me, especially after Timeless Frames. Something that changed in me was, instead of chasing dreams and goals, why not chase systems that help you to push for those goals? Let me give you an example. Let's say if you want a good body, you want to work on your body. Why not create up a system that helps you to achieve that? Not for you to focus on the body, but to focus on the system that you've created. So in my life, I created mini systems in whatever that I do. I have the mini system of when I work, mini system of when I sleep. I have a mini system of what time I wake up. So all those are designed to help me achieve the things that I want. I don't necessarily focus on the goal and the dream. I focus on the things that are building for me to reach that goal. If you want to get a good body, set up a be like every day at 10, whatever we are doing, to take a 1C, we get the gym. That way, you're creating a system. You do not focus on the body that, hey, they don't cause your park, I'm not going in it. So, the thing that I'm telling to young people, that the world right now is distracted. I get distracted too. We have a lot of distractions that are happening, and everything is claiming our attention. Everything wants our attention. Everything is trying to steal our attention. Social media, pornography, many things are complaining, and everything wants our attention. The CEO of Netflix, I was once asked, what are your biggest challenges? And the dude said sleep. That people sleep and they don't watch more movies. Can you imagine? How can someone even say that? That they don't want even you guys to sleep. They want you guys to watch more movies. So I think for a young person watching right now, claim back your power. Claim back your attention. Claim back why you are you. Stop scrolling non-stop and aimlessly. You are burning precious time which you will not get back. Learn systems, learn taxes, because if you grew up from Uganda like me, we didn't get that education when we were growing up. Income tax, what? I'm growing up. Here I have a company running a business. Then I'm learning the things into this. When I'm already in the system is happening, I'm like, hey, wait, what? I have to do that? Like, so I have to tell people that learn how systems work, learn taxes if you can. If you're creative when you're in Uganda, try to make sure that you at least register up a company, get TIN numbers, like make sure you come up and get your standalone so that you can pitch, you can work for government, so that you can make good money that is not on you. These things of mitwalo kumi n'etaano, mitwalo abiri, make sure until you understand, how can I make sure that I grow to the level where I charge 10K a production or 10K for something, you understand? So learn taxes, claim your power, and show up as more as you can. If you're a man, if you're a man, know that part of your distraction, women is among. So find means of finding a balance in that. Women are many, you can never finish them, and you will never, ever finish them. Make sure you have your power to know when, how, where. If you can control yourself, this world you can control it. If you can pay attention to your emotion, this world you can control it. You can literally achieve anything you want. I, Derrick, am not limited by anything. There's no limitation in my life. However deep I go into a Chinyanga, let me say Timeless Frames, where they stole all my equipment. That day I lost like 30,000 US dollars in equipment. They stole laptops, they stole drives, they stole even content I've shot, content we're exhibiting, sponsor ads. So if I generalize it, we lost a lot. So learn how to use your mind for your benefit. For me, there is no limitation. I don't have, this is not possible for me. In fact, I don't travel when I'm not invited. I've never paid for a single flight ticket. I have never, and I don't think I will. I will not go. I'll go where I'm loved and welcome and where my mind thinks that it can go. So, yeah, I've been like mumbling around, but I hope someone who is smart has picked something and they have gotten something out of the conversation. Yeah.